Hello, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your presence. Welcome to the fourth episode of Living as Presence. So let's just breathe together. Fully aware of the breath that is here right now, that is present, and being present with it through feeling it, feel it. And notice what's happening. Maybe you notice a sense of relaxing or a sense of quieting, of opening, of becoming still, of becoming peaceful, or a sense of freedom or a sense of unburdened. Just one breath or two breaths, two full conscious breaths. And conscious means just staying through the whole movement, the whole wave of the cycle. So the inhalation, and a little pause, a little gap, and then an exhalation. And same, a little gap. And then another inhalation. And just feeling this without needing it to be different, without trying to change it, without judging it. Just letting it be here and even enjoying it. How beautiful to have a breath and to be breathe. Okay, so let's begin with our intention. You might have a personal intention for sitting together for this short space and time. An intention from your heart. So just listen to your heart. And you might ask the question, what is my intention for being here? And then be still and listen. I like to offer gratitude when I ask a question and listen in the heart. And now let's feel our vast intention together. Feel it in your heart. So this intention that we may benefit all beings. All beings, not just the human beings, all beings, animal beings, nature beings, all beings. Maybe you notice your heart expanding to hold this intention. Maybe you're realizing that our heart is so big, so vast, that we can hold everything effortlessly. So really feel what it's like. All beings are being blessed. And what's blessing them is the presence. So all beings, regardless of where they are, not only on our beautiful planet, Mother Earth, Gaia, but throughout this vast universe and beyond. What an incredible gift to hold space in this way, with this vast intention. Thank you. Such wonderful, good company together. And doing nothing, just here together, aware of our essence, conscious, or present to, or awake to our formless being. Whatever label you resonate with. The labels don't matter, just the same as these words are not that important. What's most important is the presence. And the presence is here always. So together we are here experiencing or deeply knowing this presence and knowing it not as something, of course it's not a thing, but not separate from who we are. So we're not knowing it in our mind conceptually, we're knowing it directly. So the easiest way I'm just having a giggle about one of our squirrel visitors. So the easiest way is through the body, which immediately opens the doorway, opens the space of infinite space. So the body, which is seemingly limited, seemingly a form, opens the space into the formless. And through sensing or through feeling, so you can feel the breath. And the body lives in the now. So that's why it's a perfect anchor. Find any sense through the body, and that will immediately anchor you here in the now, in the present moment. Not go through labeling it, not through using the thinking function, but through feeling it. Through enjoying it. So we can feel the aliveness of being, this life force, the presence. And simply rest here. See if you can stay without wandering away into thinking. So rooting deeply, diving deeply. And remembering from our very first episode that this words of wisdom, jewels of wisdom from Eckhart, the transition from being mind identified or mind based into living in presence, living as presence, is the most important thing in your life. This transition. This intention. So making this transition, making the presence the most important. Making the presence your practice, aware of the presence, feeling the presence. So in everyday, ordinary movements, in all of the repeated movements, the presence is primary. And same here. We are using words to communicate, and yet the presence is still more important. If you're watching this video and you don't understand the English language, you have a great advantage over those who do. You can simply rest and enjoy the presence. Now, it's not my presence. It's not your presence. It's simply the presence. If you like to use the G word, God, we could say it's the presence of God, as long as you have taken God out of a box of mental labels, concepts, understandings, and liberated God as the source or the one consciousness, infinite, immeasurable, and cannot ultimately be spoken of with words, but can be known directly. And the labels don't matter. Just let them move through. Don't get stuck on them. Getting stuck on them is a mind movement. Be more interested in the presence. Just enjoying this space of being together. And allow the presence to do what it does. It has the possibility of deepening and intensifying. You may notice waves of joy moving through, and it may just be a flavor combo. So we could say joy, but I notice that it has a thread of gratitude, joy, bliss, all woven together, love. That just arise for no reason at all. If you're aware of some mind activity and maybe not being pulled into it, but just aware that it's like hovering or has a slight tug or pull. So you can be aware of that without being pulled into it. And we're not creating a fight or an enemy. We're not creating non-peace in our inner space. We can allow this activity of the mind, of thinking, and you might notice that you're pulled more deeply, perhaps into your feet, into this ground of being. And you might even notice that you have no interest in the thoughts. They're just there. What's more interesting is this aliveness, this life force, this energy. Resting here, living here. Relaxing, surrendering, opening. All these things that just naturally occur when we enter this moment fully. There's a softening, spaciousness. Hmm. So, Let's just do a little inner body scan and simply notice what's here. So we're scanning through feeling, sensing, not through thinking. And just notice what you notice without commenting. So without using your mind. So silently witnessing. What do you notice? Is there any emotion? Is there a residue of energy called emotion? And if you notice that, woohoo, and let it be here. So feel it. Don't try and get rid of it. Don't turn away from it. Just feel it. Ah. And breathe it in. So breathe in whatever this emotion is, and then breathe out peace. Or breathe out consciousness. Or breathe out spaciousness. Or breathe out the light. And again, notice what you notice. Recently, a very dear friend sent a text and was having an experience of a little challenge. And there was lots of emotion present, old emotion present. And as I was reading the text, I could feel it. And it was like this energy, just like a cloud, just hanging here. And there was I noticed in me just a spontaneous breathing it in, like doing on the spot Tonglen. So Tonglen is a Tibetan Buddhist breathing practice, a meditation practice of sending, of taking and sending. So we take in what's here through the breath, and as soon as it comes in, we flash on light, on consciousness, on this vastness, on spaciousness, on this that is fully awake. And then we can breathe out peace, or we can breathe out all the things I said. We can breathe out light, we can breathe out consciousness, we can breathe out love, pure love, unconditional love. Just one breath or two breaths. Just breathe it in, flash on this bigness, this already awakened light, and then breathe out peace. And notice what happens. So with my friend, I noticed immediately, maybe it was two breaths. Ah. And it felt so wonderful. Just taking and sending. It's a beautiful way of clearing inner clutter. Breathe it in. Flash on the bigness, the light, the presence that transforms everything. And breathe out peace. This peace that passes all understanding, this deep, permanent, infinite peace. So, regardless of where the emotion arises, meaning it may arise in someone in front of you, or through something you read, a text or an email, or within you. So it could seemingly be outside or inside. And maybe it's just something that's arising in this moment, something new, so to speak, or maybe it's old emotion, something that has come to the surface to be liberated through you. So the first step, of course, is the awareness of it. Ah, ah, yes. Just like in the beginning lyrics of The Sounds of Silence by Simon and Garfunkel, Paul Simon or Garfunkel. The beginning lyrics, hello, darkness, my old friend. And I'll just change the lyric. I've come to sit with you again, come to be with you again. So, hello, whatever the emotion is. And we don't need to say it. Sometimes it is helpful to say it. Hello, fear, my old friend. And the lyrics go, I've come to talk with you again. I believe that's what it is. That's what's coming to me. Maybe it's not. Or hello, sadness, my old friend. Hello, anger, my old friend. This beautiful lyric of calling it my old friend is a way of holding the space of peace while it moves through, while it arises, while now we could say sit with it or be with it. So sit, I don't mean like go off somewhere and spend several hours with it on a cushion. Just breathe it in. As soon as you're aware of it, as soon as you're conscious that there's this energy, and the energy can feel many different ways. It can feel cloudy, it can feel dense, it can feel hard, it can feel squishy. It has many different descriptions. But the most important thing is to feel it and let it be here and breathe it in. So not with the intention to get rid of it, not with an intention of, oh, this is bad or uncomfortable or I don't like it, I don't want it, I didn't ask for it. But here it is. Breathe it in, welcome it. Bring it into the heart space where it is truly loved. My old friend. This is a significant step or part of living as presence. Being fully present to, or conscious to, or awake to what is here in this moment. And then not turning away from it, not running away from it, not putting anything on it, not pushing it away. So the tendency with things that feel good is we want to cling, we want to grasp, we want to hold on to this. And with things that don't feel good, we want to push them away, we want to get rid of them. So this is just allowing, letting it be, welcoming it, feeling it. And notice, particularly with stronger emotions, and particularly with the pain body, if you're not familiar with that, that is a term from Eckhart Tolle, from Eckhart. And the pain body is just an accumulation of past pain that lives in us until it is liberated fully. Those are our visiting crows in the back garden confirming. I don't know if you could hear the sound, the cawing, strong. So the pain body, so this strong emotion that may arise and does arise, and the tendency is unless the presence is primary, unless you know this is the most important thing in your life, this shift, the tendency is to want to put some kind of band-aid on it or some kind of addiction. And the first addiction is to think about it, to thinking, because that we then separate from the felt sense. So to resist that temptation to go into the mind and analyze it. What happened? How did this come? What caused this? Whose fault is this? So not that, and not using any of the other addictions. So they could be all the familiar ones. So it could be food, or particularly, like sugar or chocolate. It could be alcohol, could be sex, it could be the internet. That's so common these days. Just get onto the phone and start scrolling and stop feeling, go unconscious. So it could be drugs, whatever it may be. You notice what wants to be reached for to feel better. Oh yeah, the comfort food, so I don't have to feel this. But the reward from feeling it, from just staying and feeling the presence and taking in this old emotion, regardless of how uncomfortable it seems, how uncomfortable it feels, is it the possibility of gaining consciousness, of becoming more conscious, more spacious. So you may notice the old emotion arise. You may notice the pull to either become it. So let's say it's sadness, and you become the sadness rather than just burn up the light of consciousness. Feel deeply into the presence, this light that we are, and shine this light on whatever it is that has arisen, this old energy, this old emotion. And if it's new energy, if it's something maybe, like I said, that you read and you can feel it, or something new happens, same. Turn up the light, turn up the light and feel this. Breathe it in. On the spot Tonglen practice. Hello, my old friend. And then flash on this light. You flash by feeling the light, feeling the presence, and then consciously exhaling peace or exhaling the presence. Notice the old tendencies, and not personal to you, just the human unconsciousness. To try and fix it, to try and get rid of it, to try and band-aid it, to turn away from it, to deny it, to think about it. None of those things do anything, they just push it down, and then it will arise again. So it's a beautiful and perfect opportunity to liberate it. Maybe once and for all, maybe this is the last time it arises in you. Now that's a woodpecker on the top of our chimney where the metal flashing is. More confirmation. And just beautiful beings here. Mm. Enjoying being. And now, and also notice how one or two, or maybe even three inhalations, conscious breaths, breathe in the suffering. And then notice how clear your inner space is. How clean, how pristine. How quiet, how still, how peaceful, how spacious. And this is our job. This is our daily joy. I don't want to say work because work makes it seem heavy and hard. But this is our daily joy to keep a clean, clear, brilliant inner space. So you may be given an opportunity to practice, maybe to do this on the spot Tonglen. I'm saying on the spot because usually it's a seated meditation practice, but this is an in the moment breathing practice. Breathe it in. Flash on the light of consciousness. Breathe it out. Breathe out peace. Breathe out light. Breathe out love. Thank you. Thank you for your willingness. Thank you for your presence. Now, you may have noticed that together, just being here, that we have generated presence together. So let's make an offering into the world, into the universe, just through our intention. We can offer exactly where it's needed. May this benefit all beings. Maybe you know someone in particular who would benefit, so just send this light to them through your heart. Just encircle them with this light of consciousness. Or maybe you know a group of people, of beings. Maybe it's not even people, maybe it's animal beings, elephants, wild horses. Or maybe it's a place. And then let's offer this around our dear Mother Earth, just infusing her with this light, this presence, gratitude and love. Yes, and let's honor, acknowledge all of the teachers that have come to us, all of the wisdom beings, whether they are seen or unseen. Just honoring, offering blessings, offering gratitude, offering love. We are truly, truly blessed, truly blessed. Thank you for being here. Until we meet again, infinite blessings. May you be a blessing and may you be blessed. Thank you.